West Holmes was an impressive 14-1 in 2021, seeing their season come to a halt with a 41-7 loss to Chardon in the state semifinals. Fast forward to 2022, they continue their quest towards a state championship tonight here in Marion as they take on number 6 seed Van Wert in the Division IV Region 14 regional semifinal. It's the Cougars and the Knights coming up next.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week number 13 of the 2022 high school football season from Ohio Health Field in Marion, the Division IV Region 14 regional semifinal between number 6 seed Van Wert and number 2 seed West Holmes. I am Brian Harter, along with Brian Skowronski. Welcome to the 89 Homes pregame show, and this is a matchup, Brian, that as I looked at the postseason schedule, West Holmes and Cleveland Glenville seem to be kind of on a collision course, and we're one game away from that matchup. But they cannot take Van Wert lightly.
Yeah, no question about it. This is a Cougars team. Just won a state championship just a couple of seasons ago, Bri. Very competitive, and they got a dynamic quarterback that is going to be able to lead this offense. We know we're going to get some points here tonight. West Holmes, they score a bunch, but so does Van Wert.
Now, Van Wert last week, they were very fortunate to get to this point. It took a blocked field goal as time was expiring for them to advance to week 13.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you just need fortune on your side in the playoffs, and for them, it came down to one big play. We're able to get that block and take it back the other way to kind of put a cherry on top of a big victory, moving on in the postseason for a date now with the defending region champions.
Van Wert defeated Sandusky Perkins 29-22, scoring on that blocked field goals we talked about in the last 20 seconds. Luke Wessel delivered the late-game heroics and sent the Cougars to tonight's matchup with West Holmes. Wessel blocked the field goal try, and Brylan Parker scooped it up and raced the other way as time was expiring. Van Wert, the number 6 seed, they are 11-1 overall. They're second in the Western Buckeye League behind Wapakoneta, and that's the only team in Wapakoneta that has beaten Van Wert this season.
Yeah, and just a 1-point differential. So what does that tell you, Bri? That this team's pretty darn good. They've won every single contest since. 8-game win streak for them. And you look at their coach now, he's getting comfortable with this program. He's been there for more than a decade. Of course, he's got the bling-bling, the 2020 state championship, and in a great position, if they can pull off the upset tonight, to put themselves right back in a spot where they can go for a second title in 3 seasons.
Well, you talk about Keith Recker in his 11th season as their head coach, 64 wins overall, but as you talked about in the last 5 seasons, they are 49-11.
Yeah.
So they have really had their foot on the gas for the last few seasons now.
And what I like about him, you talk about, I think that's the perfect way to put it, the foot on the gas, because they've had some high octane, big-time tempo offenses that can really drive the football down the field. They can score a lot of points. They'll allow some too, though, Bri. That's been the Achilles heel of this team at times this season.
In the postseason, they have wins over Wauseon, 40-7 in the first round of the playoffs. And then, as we said last week against Sandusky Perkins, 29-22 was the final in that one. On the other side, West Holmes, they have really been the cream of the crop in the OCC for the last 3 years. 3 straight OCC titles. And their coach, Zach Gardner, in his 6th season, 47 wins, only 21 losses. And they have really become the Cadillac of the OCC.
They're the best team that I've seen this season. I've got an opportunity to see them a few times in that playoff opening victory against Shelby. Really, really dynamic on both sides of the football and a blowout win. So I'm excited to see them yet again with my own eyes.
We're going to pause now for the playing and singing of our national anthem. Well, not yet.
Not just yet, Brian. Sometimes you just need that school spirit, and I think they're getting some of the jives out right now playing that West Holmes fight song.
West Holmes, as we said, under the direction of Zach Gardner, 47 wins. They had a win over St. Mary's Memorial last week, 56-21.
Yeah.
Sam Williams-Dixon, a coming out party for him. 7 touchdowns, 5 of those on the ground, 1 through the air, the other on a kickoff return. He is by far one of the explosive players that they put on the field.
He's just so smooth, too. When he runs with the football, he looks a little bit different. You can tell that he's a guy that's been identified by the Power 5 conferences to go on to the next level. If he so chooses to play football in college, he definitely can on the big-time stage. He's got great wiggle, excellent strength in his legs. He'll break out of tackles, and when he does, Brian, he's got that track star speed that definitely scares you. He can get to not just the second level, he gets by your third level guys, and he can burn you into the zone.
So they are not only a team that can run the football, but Mason Wolfe is outstanding through the air.
Yeah, they are definitely very balanced on offense, and they're blessed to have a guy like Mason who he can distribute the rock to all the awesome playmakers that they have. He was set a record setter this season. You look at the yards that he was able to put up, almost 40 touchdowns so far. He'll definitely probably go over that tonight, probably eclipse the 3,000-yard mark as well, both school records, and barely gives it away, just 2 interceptions. So if you got somebody that can cook you like that, and then plus doesn't make the mistakes, you're going to win a lot of games. That's why this team, they've won 24 of their last 25.
Yeah, they ran the table during the regular season and won the OCC for the 3rd straight year. The offense has been explosive, scoring over 50 points 4 times, eclipsing 60 twice. And they recorded playoff wins over Shelby and St. Mary's Memorial, as we talked about. And in both of those games, 49 points offensively against Shelby, 56 last week. And they just look like they're in a groove right now.
They've looked like it all season long. I seen them early on in their OCC opener, a win against Mansfield Senior, a team that probably should be playing for a regional championship next week in the Division III level. They were able to beat them with the running clock, and everybody else that they faced, Brian, it's been that same situation with the running clock scenario.
So now, if they're going to continue in their quest for a state championship, what are the keys for West Holmes?
Well, I think that there are a couple of them tonight, Bri. And for them, you just got to let the Wolf eat. Let Mason put it up. They're going to have one-on-one coverage at times with some of their fantastic wide receivers. We've seen Zevin Proper at times. He can get by into the second level. Kyle Maltrich, the OCC Offensive Player of the Year. There are definitely weapons out there. And Sam Williams-Dixon, an excellent ball catcher. So you got to let the Wolf eat. And then prey on Pratt on the other side. Defensively, you got to get to the quarterback. He's very nimble. He's a balanced runner and a great thrower, so you got to try to get some pressure on him.
Now, as I'm sitting looking outside the window tonight, first of all, the last couple of weeks, the weather has been phenomenal. Tonight, it's actually fall in Marion.
Yeah, it has arrived in full force. I was down in Dayton this morning for the volleyball state championships. A lot of snow down there, starting to get some up here as well.
Now we pause for the playing and singing of our national anthem. Brian Harter, Brian Skowronski back at Ohio Health Field in Marion for the Division IV Region 14 Regional Semifinal between Van Wert and West Holmes. We talked about the keys for West Holmes. On the other side of that for Van Wert, this is simply a matter of they have got to take away the big play capability of the West Holmes Knights.
Yeah, and you went with decrown the Knights. I kind of like that. What's that mean? You can't just let them stroll in here all high on their horse and just come jousting you and knocking you off of your pedestal. This Cougars team is legit too, Brian. They've got a legit quarterback who was getting a lot of looks at the college level, but you got to give him some help. Aidan Pratt can't do it all on his own. You got to give him some help, and the best way to probably do that is to not let Mason Wolfe and Sam Williams-Dixon and Kyle Maltrich have the football. Keep the rock. Have some sustained drives. It doesn't matter. Maybe if you're just picking up 3-4 yards at a time, let that play clock go all the way down to about 2 before you snap it. If you can make this a shorter game, I think it'll help the Cougars.
Well, and I think Keith Recker agrees with that mindset because they won the opening coin toss, and it's been very popular lately to defer to the second half and let other teams take the football first. But Van Wert opted to keep the football and receive and get that first drive of the ball game.
I appreciate that too, having the guts to want to come out and get some early glory, and then also send a message to your offense. Hey, we believe in you. You've been getting it done all season long. Just because you're playing against West Holmes doesn't mean it's about to change. Let's go keep the offense flowing.
Nick Ginsburg, the OCC Special Teams Player of the Year, has it teed up at the 40. And we are about to get underway here at Ohio Health Field in Marion as West Holmes takes on Van Wert. And Ginsburg's approach, and we are underway from the 7-yard line. It's Parker. And Parker gets up across the 10 to about the 12, and a hard hit there, and that is where Van Wert will start with their first drive of the ball game. The offensive starters for Van Wert, they are led by their quarterback, Aidan Pratt, 3,200 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. And in the backfield, it's Brylan Parker, 773 yards, and the leading receiver, Mattis Trutchfield, 810 yards receiving for the senior. Out of the shotgun, Pratt on first down, swings it out near side. That's Crutchfield. And Crutchfield gang tackled at about the 25-yard line. The defensive starters for West Holmes, they are led by Elijah Williams-Dixon, 10 sacks from his defensive end spot. The linebacker, Elisha Baldridge, 255 tackles, 20 tackles for losses, and 4 sacks, and the backfield led by Kyle Multrich with 7 interceptions. Pratt on second down. He's going to run it to the near side, gets up to about the 29-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and short for Van Wert on their first drive of the ball game.
West Holmes are not just a potent offensive scoring team, well over 50 points per game. I believe that's the tops in the state, regardless of division, for teams that are still remaining in the tournament. They can get it done defensively. You talked about a couple of guys and what they're able to do, Bry. They can get in the backfield and definitely create a lot of havoc.
Pratt's going to fake it again. He's going to run it. He's got a first down. He's upended at the 40-yard line by Logan Zollers. So a first down for the Cougars, and they are quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
That's big right here. Keeping the ball out of the hands of West Holmes, picking up a first down.
On a very quick snap, Pratt with a completion to the far side of the field, almost 9 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down and short. And they are quickly running tempo here. It's 2nd and 2. Pratt swings it out near side. It's caught by Gunner. Gunner down the near sidelines, out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. The Cougars on the move on their first drive of the game.
Yeah, running a little bit of tempo, actually more than just a little bit. I mean, they are rushing up to the line of scrimmage, picking up big chunk yards here.
Pratt with 3 receivers on the left side, looks left, comes back right. And it's going to be caught near side by Parker, out of bounds in front of the West Holmes bench. And it'll be a gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6.
Nice job of just assessing the defense. He looks left, looks at his second option, and then comes back here on the near sideline.
Pratt, it's going to be caught far side by Bill down the left sideline, and he's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5. And the Cougars running tempo on their first drive, and they are knocking at the door, 1st and goal.
And right there, a little bit of gamble that does not pay off for West Holmes. It allows the sideline to be open, and there's a big run by Phillips.
That's Parker in the backfield with Pratt. And Pratt is going to fake it. He's going to run up the middle himself. Does he get into the end zone? Yes, touchdown for Van Wert.
Couldn't have scripted it much better than that. If you're Van Wert and their offensive coordinator, they march right down the field, and they take West Holmes off guard a little bit by rushing up to the line. I mean, we're talking, Bri, from the end of the play to the snap, maybe 10 seconds?
Yes, that might be the quickest first drive of the season so far. 9:36 to go in the opening quarter, and the Cougars score first. Parker with the hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Van Wert on the scoreboard first. 9:36 to go, first quarter.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
9:36 to go in the first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Aidan Pratt, and Van Wert on top 7-0. And we talked about ball control. That's like the complete opposite of ball control.
I mean, if you can march down the field in 2.5 minutes for a touchdown, who cares about ball control? It's all about the points. You're just trying to keep up with West Holmes' offense and what they're able to do. But if you can match them, it doesn't matter.
And this puts a little pressure on West Holmes. Now
Agreed.
they have to come out on their first drive and at least get some points on the board. So the ensuing kickoff from the 11-yard line, that's Multrich. And he's Going to be wrapped up at about the 20-yard line, so that is where West Holmes will start with their first drive. The offensive starters for West Holmes, and this is a solid unit. Mason Wolfe, the quarterback, 2,800 yards, 39 touchdowns, only 2 picks. Sam Williams-Dixon, 1,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. He had 7 in last week's win. And Kyle Maltrich, the OCC Offensive Player of the Year, with 53 receptions for over 1,100 yards.
Yeah, they got some special weapons on offense, and this guy, number 2, he knows how to get it to him.
They will go to the ground, their first carry of the night, and about 2 yards for Williams-Dixon. The defensive starters for the Cougars, they are led by Aidan Pratt on the defensive line, 10 tackles for losses. Jacob First with 4 sacks, and the linebacking core led by Damon McCracken, 91 tackles on the season for McCracken. This is almost a slowed-down offense here for West Holmes. They try to set up a receiver screen on the near side, and that is Zollers. Powers his way up across the 25 to the 27. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Knights love the screen game. They set it up very well. This time, nothing really opened up to the outside. Zollers and a lot of traffic. Couldn't find any alleviation, no crease. And that's why they're facing a 3rd down.
And after that first drive of Van Wert, this is almost a 4 corners offense in basketball. This is a very slow, deliberate tempo by West Holmes. 8:19 to go in the first quarter. And West Holmes down by 7. Wolfe rolls to his right. Now he steps up and runs, has nowhere to go, and he is tackled at the 25-yard line. So the Knights go quietly in their first drive of the ballgame.
This is uncommon for them. I would love to see the statistic, how many 3-and-outs they had all season long. Can't be very many, Bri. I covered a couple of their games. They didn't punt once. So big credit to the Cougars for not only taking the ball first and driving down the field, but now having the confidence that their defense can get it done against a team that puts up more than 50 a game.
Crutchfield and Parker back to receive the punt. It's going to take a West Holmes bounce and be picked up by Parker. Parker up across midfield down to about the 41-yard line. And now Van Wert with a 7-0 lead, and they're going to start in very good field position in West Holmes territory.
Yeah, this was an interesting-looking punt. There was some pressure there in the face. It was a low liner, maybe only traveling about 30 yards in the air, and then a pretty nice return there for Brylan Parker. So the junior got him set up in enemy territory.
Aidan Pratt out of the shotgun with 3 receivers on the right, 2 more to the left. Pratt swings it out right side. It's caught by Crutchfield. And Crutchfield down to the 30, and the Cougars are on the move again, and they have another first down here. And this offense a little slower now in their second possession of the game.
Well, they're probably a little bit tired after that first drive. We don't even have time for the replay.
Pratt is going to run it. And he runs right into the teeth of that defense down to about the 26. And it'll bring up 3rd and about 6. Actually, I'm sorry, 2nd down. And they'll call it 2nd and 7. And now they run tempo again.
Yeah, still rushing up to the line. Why not? It works so well, so effective on the first drive.
Pratt swings it out far side. It's caught.
And I think that's going to move the sticks.
It was taken by Phillips, and it'll be another first down.
See on the family Eyecare replay, just a perfect ball right there by Aidan, making sure that the defensive back cannot get to it. Another hookup with Nate Phillips.
Pratt again all alone in the backfield. And he will run it off the right side down to about the 13. And I'll tell you what, Brian, I am very impressed with the Cougars offensively, but can they maintain this tempo? They've got West Holmes on their heels.
No reason to doubt them at this point. I mean, we're almost half a quarter into the game, and both times that they've had the football, they've been on the move.
2nd down and 4 from the 13. Pratt again is going to run left side, falls forward to about the 7. And he's going to be close to another first down. In fact, they're going to give him first down yardage. It sets up a 1st and goal.
Yeah, I think that extra little reach right there got about 2 yards after he got submarine towards the end of the play.
And they're quickly back to the line, 1st and goal from the 7. Pratt swings it out left side. It's caught, but not much after the catch as it was hauled in by Phillips. And the Knights do a good job of swarming to the football, sets up a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it's the first time that they've been able to get past that first initial block. It was Evan Proper, busted through, dropped that baby before it had a chance to develop.
Gain of 1, 2nd down and 6. Pratt with the fake. Now he's going to run it again, and he has stopped at about the 3. Gus Warner in on the play for the Knights. It'll set up a 3rd and goal.
Crucial play here early on for West Holmes defensively. Are you going to give up more points? And for the Cougars, a 2-score advantage early on. Man, what a momentum boost that got to be.
Pratt takes the snap, looks right side, dives into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Cougars. And Pratt with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. Don't look now, but West Holmes down potentially here 14-0.
Yeah, what an amazing start here for the Cougars against the number 3 team in the state, defending region champions. And it's a huge touchdown run.
McCracken on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Van Wert on top now, 14-0. You're watching high school playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
So far, it has not been a good night for West Holmes. They are down 14-0, 5:01 to go in the first quarter. The winner of this game will take on either Cleveland Glenville or Elyria Catholic next Saturday night. But right now, West Holmes, they have to take care of business here in Week 13, and they are down 2 scores early.
Very impressive to watch this Cougars team cook offensively. They've had the right recipes. It's been the tempo offense getting it done. And West Holmes, let's see what kind of answer they have on offense. So far, every game up to this point, they've had one. Definitely have not trailed by 14 at any point this year.
Sam Williams-Dixon back to receive the kick. And he will take it from the 15-yard line, coming to the near side, across the 30, across the 35, and they will start this drive at the 37-yard line. So let's see what West Holmes can manufacture offensive here, down 14-0.
You look back to the keys to success, and I think you just got to put the ball in the hands of your senior quarterback, Mason Wolfe. He's been so good all year. He doesn't turn it over, Brian. Allow him to kind of pick out some of the matchups that he likes and then sprinkle in the run game along with it. When they've done that, when I've seen them this season, they've been very, very successful.
They'll go to the ground, and Williams-Dixon with nowhere to go. Maddox Crutchfield over on that side. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Now, having said all of that, West Holmes, of any of the teams that we've seen, has the capability to score points in bunches, and they can come back from a 14-0 deficit.
Without question. Yeah, they can put up 14 in a hurry. Let's see.
Wolfe down the near side, and it's going to be Let's see, is it going to be an interception or is it going to be a reception? Maltrich and the DB are fighting for it, and the defensive back comes away with it. It's a pick. That is thrown by Mason Wolfe.
And that's Reese Krug, the 5'8 junior, coming through with a big play. Let's check it out on the Family Eyecare replay. And this is what I told him to do offensively. Coach listening to me, and sometimes it's not a good thing. He goes deep. He's got the one-on-one, but he underthrows him, Brian. That's the problem. Maltrich looked like he had a step, wasn't able to make the adjustment in midair. And how about those Cougars back with the football?
Only the third pick of the season thrown by Mason Wolfe.
Stunning.
Now with 4:21 to go, with a 2-score lead, Van Wert with the football. They will go to the ground, and that's Parker up across the 30, and it's going to be a home center for Arts, first down, as they spot the ball at the 34-yard line.
And you can see this fast pace. It's really not allowing West Holmes to tee off defensively up front.
Pratt falls before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Gus Warner makes sure he doesn't get any more yardage. It'll be a loss of about 3 on the play.
And I think more importantly with plays like that for West Holmes, now it kind of forced the Cougars to go into a huddle situation, and you got to catch your breath, kind of evaluate what you're looking at here.
Pratt all alone in the backfield, swings it out near side, and it is caught. That's Garrett Gunner with the reception. Well short of the first down as he is brought down in front of the West Holmes bench. It'll be 3rd and 5.
And they're getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Have not faced many third downs yet in this first quarter.
Big defensive play here for the Knights here with 3:33 to go in the first quarter. Pratt rolls to his left, slings it, it's tipped, and it's picked off. Williams-Dixon with the turnover, and it's going to be first down on the interception. Two quarterbacks that rarely turn the football over in back-to-back drives, both of them cough it up.
Let's check this one out again on the Family Eyecare replay. They move the pocket. Plenty of time on the run, throwing across his body, and it's all set up by the tip drill right there. Nate Fair, the junior, got a couple of fingertips on it, allows Williams-Dixon to readjust. He's got the interception, and now the Knights offense in business, just 35 yards away from trimming this down to a one-score ball game.
1st and 10 at the 35. That's Maltrich in motion. They'll pitch it to him. Maltrich at the 30, dives forward to the 26, a gain of 9 for the OCC Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, this kid's special in the variety of different bags that you can go into, and he's a trick every single time he gets it. Here's Kyle, 9-yard pickup on the end around, and they'd like to use him in the running attack. I've even seen him throw a touchdown, too.
2nd and short. That's Maltrich in motion again. That's Williams-Dixon, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Bro, I don't think he got it, as he runs right into the arms of Jackson Jones. And they're going to say he is going to be about a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, no question. You see it on the replay right there. Nice job by the interior teeth of the defense for Van Wert, stepping up and forcing a 3rd down situation.
Power I formation for West Holmes on 3rd and 1. They'll go to the ground. It's a first down as Williams-Dixon comes up with just enough. And it's a home center for Arts, first down for West Holmes.
Yeah, here it is. You get the lead blocker coming up in through the hole, Elijah Baldridge. 230 pounds. Creating a little bit of space, and that's all Williams-Dixon needs to move the sticks.
By the way, the pick for Sam Williams-Dixon, his first of the year. Could not have come for a better time for West Holmes. Now they have a first down deep, and that ball is tipped and incomplete, and that one was in danger of getting picked off.
Yeah, pretty lucky this time. He's trying to hook up with Proper. See, it's a clean pocket. Wolfe steps back. And it's hit by the linebacker and almost snatched there by the safety.
2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And West Holmes trying to claw back down 14-0. That's Mulderich in motion, and there are flags everywhere, and this is usually in the neighborhood of procedure against the offense, and that's exactly what it is.
First flag of the night. Actually, it's been a clean played first quarter. So West Holmes hurting themselves here for 5 yards. Take another look here on the replay. And, yeah, it's going to be the left guard that just flinched there right as Kyle came in motion.
That'll make it second down at 15. The one knock that we had heard on Van Wert is their defense can give up some points, but they have done a pretty good job against the Knights here in the first quarter.
And really just bringing 4 guys, Brian. I mean, they're just manning up, lining up right with the athletes of West Holmes, and they're winning a lot of these matchups so far here early on in the game.
Long time to get the play in. Second down and 15. I think there's an issue with the score. There we go. 2 minutes on the scoreboard clock. It was down to 20 seconds. Now Wolfe all alone in the backfield. Wolfe with time. Fires over the middle into the end zone. It's going to be incomplete as Nate Fair was the intended receiver, and it was just slightly overthrown.
Yeah, I like the play call. They get what they want. Again, single coverage. One of their great athletes coming across the middle of the field, and everybody running deep on this one, Bri. And that one pretty close to being 6. Instead, it's going to be third down.
Well, there's a flag at the 35-yard line. And I think this is also going to be marched off against West Holmes. It's a holding call. So they continue to move backwards, and they're now back to the 40. And it's going to be second down and 26 as the ball is now at the Cougar 40-yard line.
Penalties are momentum killers. You see back-to-back infractions here for West Holmes. And it gives the Cougars a chance now to kind of pin their ears back, I think, defensively. You know they want to go through the sky. And I see those 4 guys up front just waiting to pop off at the snap of the football.
Williams-Dixon in the backfield with Wolfe. Wolfe back to throw, pumps, fires over the middle, has a receiver. It was Mulderich, had him open, and he, again, a little bit of the timing just isn't there yet between Wolfe and his receivers. It's going to be third and long.
Second look here. Van Wert brings 5. Another clean pocket. Wolfe steps up, and he's got his guy. That's the second time in as many plays. The flag would have wiped out a touchdown on the previous one, but he had exactly the look that he wanted.
Third and 26. Wolfe again. Now he's flushed from the pocket, feels the pressure. He's dumped at the 48-yard line. So the defense for Van Wert comes up big as Jacob First gets the sack, and it's a punting situation now for West Holmes, and their offense continues to struggle.
And again, they're running a lot of deep routes. They had just Kyle Mulderich running one that was 10 yards or less. Everybody else going deep, looking into the end zone. That time Wolfe had to run off this spot, didn't have the time.
Ginsburg will kick it from the 40. And it's going to be down at about the 15-yard line. So that is where the Cougars will start first and 10 with a 14-0 lead. 1:02 to go in the first quarter. Brian Harter, Brian Skowronski from Ohio Health Field in Marion as the number 2 seed West Holmes taking on the number 6 seed Van Wert. And so far in the first half, it has been all Van Wert.
I think there's going to be a lot of folks that are tuning in. We got 4 live streams going on the OH Report tonight, maybe checking in, and they're going to see our Simonson Construction Services Inc. scoreboard and be like, damn, Wert's up 2 tutties in the first quarter? But more importantly, West Holmes has 0?
Now they'll stay on the ground. That's Parker, and Parker unable to turn the corner. So now the defense again. Their last drive, they came up with the interception and came up empty. The defense for West Holmes now has to step up.
Yeah, and it all kind of starts with 22. You see how well Elijah Baldridge, he reads the play, he fills. He's one of the best open field tacklers, or just a tackler anywhere on the field that we have in the entire area.
Pratt back to throw, feels the pressure, swings it out, and it's going to be caught by Gunner, but well short of – no, they're actually going to give him first down yardage. Let's see where they will spot the football. Outside the 30 at about the 32. It's another home center for Arts first down.
Yeah, and it looks like from watching the replay that's a pretty legit spot. Kind of right at where he fell down.
Pratt out of the gun. Let's see if they try to get the play off here before the end of the quarter. Only 9 seconds to go. They will run one more play. Pratt up the middle, slides at the 38. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Van Wert with a 14-0 lead as we head to the second. You're watching high school playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Van Wert with a 14-0 lead as we start the second quarter. Second down and 5 from the 37-yard line. The Cougars with the ball and a 2-score lead. Pratt swings it out near side. Another reception by Crutchfield. And Crutchfield up to about the 45-yard line. Good enough for another home center for Arts first down. And that is really becoming a pattern here in the first quarter, much to the dismay of the West Holmes faithful. And another quick play and another first down to Crutchfield on the far side. This tempo really has West Holmes scratching their head.
And they're quick, simple, efficient passes, just getting it out of Aidan Pratt's hands quick, setting up some nice key blocks on the outside. And you can tell they've got some nice skill guys too, Brian. This is the team coming in 11-1, only lost one game on the season by 1 point. Looking solid so far.
Pratt with a fake. He's going to run it. Gets down to about the 40. And another first down for the Cougars. Yes, when you look at the offensive capabilities that this team has, they had 4 receivers with at least 600 yards. So, I mean, they have guys that can make plays. And there's one of them right there in Parker, and a short gain on first down inside the 40.
See, this time West Holmes able to get through a couple of blocks. And Baldridge, of course, I mean, he's in on almost every tackle.
Pratt on 2nd and 9. Looks short reception by Crutchfield. Nothing after the catch at the 35-yard line. As Baldridge comes up to make the play, it'll be 3rd and about 5.
And you see Pratt again. He's just taking what the defense is giving him. They're short routine passes for him. And they're marching down the field again.
Pratt rolls to his right. Another quick reception on the far side. This one by Gunter, and another first down. The chains continue to move. West Holmes cannot afford to go down 3 scores.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because this team has proven the ability to move the football, Bri.
That's Parker. Cuts back to about the 15-yard line. And the tackle made by Nate Fair. But the offensive machine that is the Cougars just continuing to move on all cylinders.
And we're talking only 7-8 seconds in between the end of the play and the snap of the football.
Parker down close to the 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Cougars as they spot the football at the 6-yard line.
So for West Holmes, you need to see some of your captains step up here, have kind of a little heart-to-heart with everyone. Let them know we got to keep them out of the end zone.
Pratt's going to run it up the middle and gets into the end zone for another Van Wert touchdown. They're about to go up 21-0. I did not see this coming at all.
I don't know if anybody did, Bri. I don't even think the Van Wert could have really pictured this dream start that they've been able to produce so far. Been virtually perfect on offense, defensively slowing down the Knights, not allowing the big plays to unfold. It's been a thing of beauty.
McCracken on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. And Van Wert now up 21-0.
Woo.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
All right, your television, your laptop, your cell phone is not broken. It is 21-0 Van Wert, 9:49 to go in the second quarter. And the faithful that are wearing red, white, and blue on the near side of this stadium, Brian, are stunned.
But I also know that there's still a ton of belief out there that they've seen too many times. Once they get in an offensive flow, they're really hard to shut down. So you just got to open up that spigot, Bri, and hope that the big plays start gushing out. But at the same time,
they got to turn off that spigot.
You got to turn off the other one. It's like a fire hose.
McCracken with a squib kick. Williams-Dixon from the 16-yard line has some running room across the 35, breaks a couple tackles, gets to the 40, and the Knights are going to have pretty good field position as they now trail 21-0. Sam Williams-Dixon with a big kickoff return to the 40.
Yeah, watch him lower the boom here. Bang! Get off me, Colin Haggerty. Nice try.
5'11", 200 pounds, Sam Williams-Dixon. And he is a load to bring down.
It's such a crucial drive right here, Brian. Of course, it goes without saying, but you better end it with some points if you want to stick around in this football game.
Well, that's not going to help. There are flags everywhere, and that's going to be procedure against West Holmes, and their offense just has not been able to get into any kind of a rhythm, any kind of a flow here in the first half.
Yeah, and you see again, this time it's the right guard that jumps. Landon Dye.
9:41 to go here in the second quarter. The OCC champions are on their heels as they trail by 3 scores. Quick out to Fair, and it's not much after that, and it's going to be probably about a yard gain, 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. Excellent open field tackle. Nate had nowhere to go. And West Holmes now facing a 2nd and 13.
Wolfe again out of the gun. Pumps on the left, has time, fires over the middle, has Mulderich. It's caught down inside the 10, the 5, touchdown, West Holmes. Finally, they're able to connect. Mulderich gets the Knights on the board.
It's always just a matter of time before those two have a special connection. Check it out right here. Mason, he's got the room to step up. That's like 50 yards on a dime, drop it in the bucket. Kyle, one of the most sure-handed dudes in all of North Central Ohio, reels it in, and he's got the wheels to take it in for a monster touchdown.
40 touchdown passes on the season for Mason Wolfe, number 20 for Mulderich. And West Holmes finally on the board with 8:57 to go in the second quarter. And we talked about the quick strike capability of West Holmes, and you saw it perfectly displayed right there. Kick is up by Ginsburg. It is good. West Holmes finally on the board.
Never a more needed touchdown than that one right there, Brian. So West Holmes, they get it. They're going to hang around in this football game. I think that's all they needed was sometimes it just kind of like the analogy in hoops. Just see the ball go in the basket. Now they've seen the ball to the end zone. I think that we're in line for a great game.
Well, and the things that weren't working in that first quarter was the timing between Mason Wolfe and his receivers, and you saw that dropped into a bucket perfectly as he caught Mulderich in stride.
Yeah, and you look at Kyle's numbers on the season. These are not including the big touchdown that he just had. He's up to 20 now on the season, approaching the 1,200-yard mark. He talks about the fact that he was the league player of the year in a pretty good football conference. I mean, this guy's a dynamic playmaker, and they're running him deep just about every play. I mean, he's got his cardio on, his conditioning at this time of year. It's great, and he needs it because they're going to expect him to catch probably at least 1 or 2 more touchdowns tonight to keep pace with these Cougars.
Well, the offense has done its job. Now it's up to the defense of West Holmes to do its job, and they have to stop this high-tempo offense of the Cougars.
Haven't done it yet.
Nick Ginsburg will tee it up. And he will kick it to the far side of the field. From the 12-yard line is the return. And the special teams does its job down inside the 25-yard line. So let's see how Van Wert responds to the first touchdown of the night, or by the Knights, I guess is a way to put that. And now the faithful of West Holmes up on their feet as they finally have something to cheer about.
And we're talking about 15, 16, 17-year-olds out here. Momentum carries so much weight at the high school game. We'll see if that touchdown by West Holmes has any effect now on the offense that up to this point has not been slowed down even a fraction.
Pratt out of the gun again, slings it out, caught by Phillips. And Phillips up across the 30 to about the 35-yard line, and that's going to be another Holmes Center for Arts first down as they just act like nothing happened, and they come out and sling another pass for a first down. Pratt with another fake, runs up the middle into a blue wall. And right in the middle of that blue wall was Corbin Felton. Elijah Williams-Dixon also in on the play. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he didn't bite on the fake whatsoever, and that's one of those where you're just reading the quarterback, didn't hand it off to Parker, and then Aidan just sacks lunch.
Another quick hitter out to Phillips. And Phillips, depending on where he steps out, let's see if they, looks like just over the 40. It'll be short of the line to gain by a couple. It'll be 3rd and 2.
But those quick hitters, I mean, they've been carrying the offensive load so far. They're going back to it. Almost a pick six, though. Whew.
Ball batted down by Gus Warner, and that brings up 4th down, and the defense steps up and gets a stop.
Just like I kind of thought they would, Brian. Like I said, sometimes when that pendulum of momentum, when it starts swinging in your favor, offense turns into better defense and vice versa. So the Knights trying to play complementary football here in the second quarter after totally getting outclassed in the first.
Sam Williams-Dixon back to receive the kick. And a timeout taken with 8:05 to go in the second quarter. And you got a sense that Keith Recker feels this momentum shifting a little bit, and they don't want to blow things up here with 8:05 to go.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, and maybe even contemplating here with a 4th down and 2. Hey, West Holmes, you sense that this is a team, they average 52 per contest. Maybe you want to try to extend this lead again. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it here.
Take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, 89 Homes, building homes, earning trust since 1979. Simonson Construction, from concept to completion. We can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Scout Construction LLC, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction. For more information, call 419-989-7240. There is movement on the line, and this, let's see who they're going to call this against. It looks like it's going to be against Van Wert. So the wheels starting to wobble here a little bit on the wagon that has, to this point, been driven by Van Wert.
Yes, the first penalty, I believe, against the Cougars so far here in this game.
Steeman now backed inside the 25 to about the 22. And he gets the kick off. And it's going to be picked up by Moldrich at the 25. Breaks a couple tackles, spins, gets up to the 35. And that is where West Holmes will start with 7:53 to go in the second quarter. Now remember, Van Wert won the opening coin toss, and they took the football. So Van Wert will not have the football to start the second half.
Definitely plays into the strategy, I think, a little bit. Not at this point, this with so much time remaining here in the second quarter for West Holmes. But a big score here for the Knights. Obviously, what would be, kind of that 1-2, Brian, like in a boxing match.
1st and 10 from the 37. They go back to the air. It's Moldrich. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Still on his feet across midfield. Breaking tackles. He is still on his feet down the far sideline inside the 35. And it's a home center for Arts first down for West Holmes. And you talked about momentum. It is shifting in the direction of West Holmes.
And anytime you can get number 10, the football, especially out in space, you see the shake, rattle, and roll. Big play right there. Gets them all the way down to the 37-yard line, knocking on the red zone.
No panic on this near sideline. And they are responding here offensively. There was a flag on the play, and it's going to be against Van Wert, so more yardage tacked on to the end. This one's a 15-yarder.
Yeah, I didn't actually see it there on the replay, Brian, but it was a personal foul, so it must have been something extracurricular, and now they are inside the red zone.
Wolfe again out of the shotgun. Swinging out near side, that's Williams-Dixon. He'll be brought down by Wessel. Bring up second down and about 4. Winner of this game will take on either Cleveland Glenville or Elyria Catholic next weekend. Back to the ground, and McCracken with a big defensive play as Williams-Dixon unable to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, this is just a great read coming through that A-gap, wrapping him up around the waist. Williams-Dixon, a hard guy to bring down with that initial contact. But that's a big stop, and it's going to force a 3rd and 4.
That's a big league defensive play by McCracken. Wolfe on 3rd down.
Under 6.5 minutes to go in the half. 6:25 and counting. 21-7 West Holmes threatening. Wolfe takes the handoff.
Williams-Dixon up the middle, on his feet, inside the 5, touchdown West Holmes. From 13 yards out, Sam Williams-Dixon with his first touchdown of the night, and the Knights can pull to within 7.
I talked about on that previous play, he's just a really hard dude to bring down with that first initial contact. They couldn't do it that time, and then Williams-Dixon just so gifted in the open field, able to wiggle his way loose into the end zone. It's a 1-score game.
Sam Williams-Dixon with a Holmes Center for Arts touchdown. And with 6:14 to go in the first half, West Holmes can pull to within 7 with this extra point. Extra point is up and good, and the Knights are within 7, 6:14 to go before halftime. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
West Holmes now within 7, 6:14 to go in the first half. And let's see if the defense can come up with a big stop here as the kickoff goes out of bounds. Sam Williams-Dixon with his first touchdown of the night. Notice I clarified with the first touchdown of the night because I got a feeling there's probably going to be more. Had 7 touchdowns in their win last week, 5 of those on the ground.
And I got a quick score update from the number 1 Glenville versus number 4 Elyria Catholic game. Early in the second quarter, Glenville 26-zip.
We saw Elyria Catholic last week against Clear Fork, and it was a team that ran the football extremely well, and Clear Fork just could not stop their ground game. But Glenville, full of athletes, that would be a great matchup between the number 1 and number 2 seeds.
And pretty much everybody had that penciled in when you looked at the bracket. Van Wert trying to have a say in it, but all of a sudden, things not going their way.
Short completion to Parker on the near side. A gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Pratt again goes to the air. It's going to be caught. And a nice move after the reception gets the first down.
Yeah, it was. Good job to evade Warner that was coming down, trying to stop him short of the line to get. Instead, it's an extra 5 yards, and the chain gang back on the move.
From the Van Wert 49-yard line, Pratt is going to run it. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple. And they are just trying to stop this momentum that West Holmes has here. 2 straight touchdowns by West Holmes, and they are right back in this with 5:24 to go before halftime. Pratt looks far side, caught and out of bounds is Crutchfield. Oh, they're going to say it's incomplete. He was out of bounds, so it makes it 3rd and 8. So another big play for the West Holmes defense here in the second quarter.
And you hear the West Holmes faithful. I'm seeing a lot of them getting up on their feet right now. They're sensing the tide turning in this football game. looking to get the football back here with 5:17 to go.
Third and 8 from the 49-yard line of West Holmes. Pratt straight back to throw. Fires over the middle, and it is incomplete. So a huge play for the Knights defense. And let's see what the Cougars elect to do here on 4th and 8 from the West Holmes 49-yard line.
Pratt actually pretty fortunate this didn't get intercepted. See, trying to squeeze that ball in there. Maltridge made a nice break on it. 3 Knights defenders all in the vicinity. And at least for now, they got the punt unit on. But from this area of the field, you have to be ready for a fake.
Williams-Dixon back with Maltridge to receive the kick. And they will get the kickoff. Angle to the near side. They're kicking it away from Williams-Dixon, and it's going to be down inside the 10-yard line. And that is where the Knights will take over. 5:02 to go in the second quarter, and the Knights with an opportunity to tie it up here before the intermission.
And so quickly, the fortunes change. It's almost like a Texas Hold'em hand here, Brian, where, you come out with pocket aces, you hit trips off the flop, you're getting really excited. Oh, all of a sudden, here comes a king. Oh, there's a queen, and now your opponent, he's got a straight, and you're kind of sunk. So that's kind of how the flow of this game is going up to this point if West Holmes can continue to keep vibing here offensively.
Mason Wolfe has thrown an interception tonight. Wolfe has time. Again, lost it up, looks for Maltridge. He underthrows it again, and it's picked off again. This one is taken by Wessel, the second interception of the night for Mason Wolfe, and I think I jinxed him.
Well, you said it. He just underthrew him. You see Maltridge, one-on-one coverage, no cloud over the top. They're not giving any help over there. You have to take that one-on-one. But if you put it a little bit deeper, Kyle, he can go up over the top, try to moss the defensive back. It's underthrown by probably about 6 yards or so there, Brian. So it allows the defender to step under. And Mason Wolfe, uncharted territory for him. 2 giveaways here in this contest.
He came into this game with 2 interceptions on the season, and he's thrown 2 tonight.
In a quarter and a half.
Pratt now with an opportunity to stretch this lead for the Cougars. Pratt flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be hit at the 40-yard line, and the defense for the Knights comes up big.
And look at the passion exhibited there by Elijah Baldridge. Check it out. And look at how fast he gets to the football. The acceleration, Brian. Boom. Big pop.
We've talked about the defense stepping up for the Knights, and they are doing just that. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. Pratt again swings it out near side. Caught. That is by Phillips, and he is up across the 45 down to about, well, they're going to spot it at the 42. This should be enough for the first. Well, now they're going to go back to the 45. So to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Cougars.
Could be a huge drive for them if they can come down and get some points, kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. And on the other side, West Holmes trying to feast.
Give it to Parker, and Parker's going to be short. Now the Cougars say that he has it, and let's see, it looks like he does, so it's going to be a Holmes Center for Arts first down for the Cougars as they spot the football right at the 42-yard line.
Looks like a pretty reasonable spot there on the replay, so the first down here for the Cougs, and slowing down the tempo a little bit. Early on, it was fast and furious. It looked like NASCAR out here. Now, trying to play a little bit more ball control.
Fresh set of downs for the Cougars. Pratt again swings it out. And again, it is caught this time on the near side by Connor Campbell. And he is brought down by Zevin Proper. after a gain of 4.
And I think this is the right move by the Van Wert offense here to allow the play clock to trickle down a little bit, Brian, milk away some of this clock, because West Holmes getting the football back to start the third quarter. Points here would be crucial.
They swing it out right side, Parker. Parker tries to cut back, but he is unable to get anywhere as he is wrapped up by Sam Williams-Dixon. And it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Another just quick throw. They'll sling it out, allow one of their playmakers to try to go pick up some yardage. And he's able to get 7 on the play. But they'll need 3 more to try to get the chain gang back on the move.
That's Parker in motion. They fake it to Parker. Pratt keeps it. He's going to be stopped at the 35-yard line, as he ran right into Elijah Williams-Dixon. And it's going to be 4th and 3.
And this is a particular spot on the field where you almost have to go for it. Punting, you don't really love. The best you can do is maybe 34 yards. You change the field, so offense is rolling.
Cougars go for it on 4th down. Pratt swings out right side, caught, 1st down yardage inside the 30-yard line, down to about the 26. And they convert with 2:37 to go.
And that's been like water for them, just expected. It's always been there. Those quick outs. Pratt's been on top of it with the throws, the receivers. Perfect so far. I don't think they've dropped a ball all night.
Pratt again, back to throw. Has some time. Swings it out. Caught far side and dumped at the 20-yard line after making the reception is Crutchfield.
Pretty decent patience this time. Looked like they wanted to fake it to the perimeter and then kind of go deep over the top of the defense. Knights staying disciplined. They had excellent coverage, and it still works out. 7-yard pickup.
2nd and 3 from the 20. Pratt fumbled with the snap and is then quickly wrapped up by Elijah Williams-Dixon. And it'll be short of the line to gain to bring up 3rd down.
And how many times have we seen 5 and 22 conversion in the backfield to help make a tackle? These guys all over the football field defensively for West Holmes tonight, forcing the Cougars into another 3rd down here with the clock running under $1:40 to go before the break.
3rd and 4 from the 21. Time winding down, 1:35 to go. Pratt all alone in the backfield, trying to draw West Holmes offside, and a timeout taken by Keith Recker with 1:21 to go before halftime. Brian Harter, Brian Skowronski from Ohio Health Field in Marion, and we have got a good one. Van Wert jumped out to a 21-0 lead, and West Holmes has clawed their way back, scoring 2 touchdowns, and it is now 3rd and 4 for Van Wert at the West Holmes 21-yard line, as they are trying to stop the bleeding here late in the first half.
It's been a really fun, exciting first half of football. The Cougars could not be stopped early on. 3 straight touchdown drives for them. West Holmes, they bounced back, put a couple tutties on the board themselves, but those 2 turnovers, the giveaways from Mason Wolfe, kind of the difference really at this point. If Van Wert can convert here, so big for them, Brian. I think going into the break with a 2-score cushion instead of just the 1. So this is a pivotal 3rd down coming up here on the way. Don't really know how great their field goal kicking is, but I know how fast they can get up to the football here. So expect 2-minute drill offense if they pick up the 1st down after this.
Aidan Pratt has been very cool in the pocket, and he has also shown the ability to run the football. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here on 3rd and 4. 4 receivers on the right side, the short side of the field. They swing it out. It's caught. And a 1st down inside the 15-yard line as they swing it out to Maddox Crutchfield.
I mean, death taxes and Cougar bubble screens going for 1st downs. That's all we're getting all night long, and it's effective. West Holmes, they're going to have to make some adjustments at halftime.
They swing it out again. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They get a couple, though, as that'll bring up 2nd down as we approach a minute to go before the intermission. And another timeout on the field. And this was taken by West Holmes as Zach Gardner, the sixth-year head coach of the Knights, calls a timeout here. This is a big defensive play for the Knights here with 1:05 to go, and they're facing a 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, just as pivotal as it is for the Cougars to try to extend this to a 2-score advantage. Same exact scenario over on the West Holmes sideline where you're thinking, if we can just be down 1 score, we've got the momentum. We've outscored them 14-0 here in this second quarter. Just get me the ball back, baby. We'll get it to the offense. Mason and company, they're going to cook. So, yeah, the big juncture in the ball game right here. Bucko 7 to go. Who's going to make the big plays? And a quick update. 4:13 to go before the break between Elyria Catholic and Glenville. And Elyria Catholic just sustained a long touchdown drive. They're trying to get back into the game. 26-7 the score there.
Glenville, the number 1 seed in this region. They await the winner of this one tonight, next Saturday. And we have got a good one here in Marion. 2nd and 8 from the 10-yard line. Pratt all alone in the backfield. Pratt is going to run up the middle. Bounces to the outside on the right side. Gets into the end zone for a touchdown. So Van Wert gets 6 more with 1 minute to go. And Pratt with another touchdown run.
Yeah, this is huge, Brian. Got to take another look at this. Just straight up the middle. He's a physical runner. Excellent vision, too. Sees that he needs to spill it to the outside. Catches the perimeter inside the pylon and getting a little bit of love from the Cougars faithful down there working the fences.
Pratt with 11 rushing touchdowns on the season coming into tonight. And McCracken with the extra point. It is up and no good. So let's see if that comes back to haunt Van Wert as the extra point is no good. They have to settle for a 27-14 lead with 1 minute to go. And it'll be interesting to see, Brian, what West Holmes does here with a minute to go, down 27-14. They're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Do they try to get some points here, or do they just settle for this deficit and head into the locker room?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of insight for you, Brian. They've been running streaks all night. They're just trying to throw it up deep. They're getting one-on-one coverage, and I think that the coverage is going to change the options here. They got to allow some safety help at this point in the contest with just a minute to go. But if you can get anybody in one-on-one, I feel like Mason Wolfe trusts his guys to make the plays. So I think they're going to be pretty darn aggressive here.
27-14, and as we said, let's see late in the ball game if that missed extra point looms in the decision in this final, matchup between these two teams.
I just covered a playoff football game last night. Final score 17-16. What do you think was the difference, Bri?
An extra point.
A missed PAT is keeping Mansfield Senior out of the regional championship, so they're big. That's why there's 3 phases of the game, and they all kind of equal out at the end of the night.
Bruce Wyrick talks every week about the importance of special teams play, and especially when you get into the postseason, when the games are a lot closer. The caliber of the opponent is a lot better. McCracken's kickoff is going to be picked up by Moultrich at the 12-yard line. Moultrich up the near side, has room across the 40, and it looked like he may have gotten the face mask, but I don't see any flags on the play. West Holmes will get it at the 42-yard line with 52 seconds to go, and with one timeout.
Slow it down a little bit for you. Oh, yeah. Okay. He caught it, but then he let go immediately. In the NFL, that's still a penalty. In the high school game, they're letting it slide.
1st and 10 from the 43 with 52 seconds to go. Trips to the left, and Sam Williams-Dixon standing right beside Mason Wolfe. Wolfe back to throw. It's caught and out of bounds as Kyle Moultrich comes up with the reception. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
It's perfect offense right there. You stop the clock, you pick up 9 yards, you're already in enemy territory. Drives off to a great start.
Wolfe again feels the pressure, dumps it out, and nothing. Ball is on the ground. It's recovered by Van Wert at the 38-yard line. Now, are they going to say it was incomplete? Let's see what happens here. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
It looked to me like the ball hit the ground initially.
So, or they're going to call him down at the 48-yard line. That's a huge break for West Holmes.
Yeah.
37 seconds to go. And it'll be 3rd and 4 for West Holmes at the 48-yard line. That's a break for the Knights.
Yeah, no question. You see it on the replay. He gets slung down, so the referee must have determined, hey, I blew the whistle right before that transpired. And you're right, that's a big break because the Cougars, I mean, they would have been set up with the ball at about the 35-yard line.
3rd down and 4. Williams-Dixon in the backfield. Mason Wolfe taking his time getting the play call. And now they are ready on 3rd and 4. They go to the ground. It's Williams-Dixon has the first down inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. That's power football. And they get a fresh set of downs with 31 seconds to go. The Knights quickly back to the line.
Yeah, they have to. They're out of timeouts here, Bri. They got to move.
Wolfe rolls to his right. Fires. Caught. That's Proper inside the 25, and another first down for the Knights.
Perfect offense, excellent execution, the throw on the money.
And he'll spike it to stop the clock with 17 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and 10 from the Van Wert 23-yard line. Got time for about 3 plays here.
Yeah, and it's an interesting scenario, as mentioned. No more timeouts in the back pocket for West Holmes. So if you're going to throw it, you better pick up a first down, or you might want to be chucking it towards the end zone.
Or get to the sideline and get out of bounds. Empty backfield for Wolfe. Wolfe back to throw. Pumps, fires, right side of the end zone. And it's dropped in the corner of the end zone with 11 seconds to go. Maltrich was the intended receiver.
I'm stunned that he did not haul this in. This is a great throw on the money. Mason Wolfe with the pump fake. Gets behind the defender. Oh, you just missed it there on the replay. That hit him right in the hands. And Kyle, probably 9.5 times out of 10, squeezes that baby, brings it in. Didn't make the play this time, and now it's a 3rd down, 11 seconds to go.
Let's see what they can convert here on 3rd and 10 from the 23. Wolfe steps up in the pocket. Looks right side, and it's going to be incomplete. And that'll stop the clock with 4 seconds to go. They've got one more chance here with 4 seconds to go.
And this is a time where, of course, you're going to be looking for number 10. Well, how can you get him set up? Well, actually, here comes the field goal unit, Bri. Try to make it a 10-point game.
Ginsburg, of course, the special teams player of the year in the OCC. Let's see if they actually kick the field goal here on 4th and 10. Zach Gardner, the head coach of the Knights, with a big decision to make here with 4 seconds to go. His team trailing 27-14.
Yeah,
Gardner.
I mean, you're looking at a 40-yarder here, Bri, so he's a great kicker. He's got the leg to do it. But the Cougars, they're still giving you those one-on-one matchups. You just had a great look into the end zone with Kyle Maltrich. I bet they're discussing right now, and I'm sure Kyle's probably trying to convince him, just give me one more chance, throw it up, because that's all you have time for. You got one play here, so I like both decisions.
I would be shocked if they didn't go for the end zone here. 4th and 10 from the 23. You've got Maltrich, the big receiver. And let's see what they elect to do here on 4th down.
Yeah, the quarterback's back out on the field. I tend to agree with you. If I got these playmakers on the perimeter, I don't know if a field goal does you a lot in this game.
Wolfe on 4th and 10 from the 23-yard line, and a timeout taken now by Keith Recker, and the chess game begins here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think that's back-to-back timeouts here by the Cougars. They just wanted to see how they were going to line up. And so for Coach Gardner, what's the message here? It's got to go to the end zone, of course.
Gardner in his 6th season as the head coach at West Holmes, a 3-time OCC Coach of the Year. He and I have something in common, as he is a graduate of the Kent State University.
Oh, wow. He's been so good since he's made the decision to come coach at West Holmes.
74 wins overall as a head coach, 47 of those at West Holmes, and he has really put West Holmes football on the map in the OCC.
Yeah, what a benefit, of course, to have Williams-Dixon and Kyle Maltrich move in last year, their first season into West Holmes. I mean, you could argue those are the two most valuable pieces that you have, along with Elijah Williams-Dixon.
Well, here we go on 4th and 10 from the 23. 4 seconds to go. Wolfe back to throw. Lofts it. It's caught. And it's going to be stopped well short of the end zone, and that will do it for the first half. Van Wert with a 27-14 lead at the intermission. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We proudly present the 2022 edition of the West Holmes Knights under the direction of Brian W. Dodd and Stephen Butcher. The major ed advisor is Susie Cheney. Brass instructor is Jason Snyder. Field commanders are Aidan Pratt and Sidney Rollins. Our band show tonight consists of some of our favorite songs from the season. We open with the theme song to the summer blockbuster and its prequel, Danger Zone. The band continues with a popular hit by Taylor Swift, You Belong With Me.
Excuse me again.
He has 7 catches, 54 yards. Garrett Gunner, 5 catches, 52 yards. Riley Harter, 3 receptions and 9 yards. Connor Campbell, a single catch and 5 yards. So through the air, the Cougars got 193 yards passing, 95 rushing.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Time now for our 89 Homes halftime show. I am Brian Harter along with Brian Skowronski. I almost said Bruce Wyrick. I'm so sorry.
You get into a rhythm, Brian, and I understand. I'm just the replacement this week. It's all good.
The halftime score here at Ohio Health Field, Van Wert 27 and West Holmes 14. And I tell you what, the tempo that Van Wert set at the beginning of this ball game, I think really knocked West Holmes on their heels, and they really struggled to recover from that.
It was awesome to watch how fast they were able to get up to the line of scrimmage, have a play prepared. Clearly, they were working on that all week long at practice, and you're absolutely right. You said it perfectly. It put West Holmes in a position where they were defending back on their heels, Bri, and Aidan Pratt, look at these numbers in the first half. He put it up 30 times, 26 completions. That's pretty good, and then when he had to get it done on the ground when they got close in there near the goal line, he's been basically perfect. 4 rushing touchdowns tonight. As advertised, this kid's a true dual threat, and that's why his team right now got a 2-score advantage.
Well, he has been their offense, and when you talk about offense for West Holmes, they have really been held in check. Sam Williams-Dixon, 7 carries, 22 yards, 2 receptions for 22 yards, so 44 yards of total offense for one of the best weapons in the OCC. He was able to get into the end zone. Kyle Maltrich, though, 3 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown the bulk of that on one play on that touchdown reception. Otherwise, they have done a really good job of taking West Holmes out of this, and Mason Wolfe uncharacteristically has thrown the ball up and given it away 2 times, and that is something they have to reduce the turnovers in the second half if they're going to pull this out.
Yeah, no question. Mason Wolfe is a guy that you can almost always rely on to try to make the right football play or at least give his guys a chance. He's definitely been doing that. Kyle Maltrich, he shined in the first half. He went big on his 3 receptions. Should have had a second touchdown catch as well. You got to help make those big plays, especially in playoff time, if your quarterback's going to trust you that much. But he's been a weapon and a playmaker that the Knights are going to need to continue to succeed in this second half if they're going to get back into the ball game. Good news is, of course, they get the ball first after the Cougars elected to take it with the opening reception of the game, but they cashed it in for points, and that was exciting to watch. Definitely those first 4 drives for them equal all those touchdowns, but for West Holmes, they've had the last 2 scores here, they've had 2 of the last 3, so we'll see if they can continue to figure things out offensively. I definitely feel like the winner of this game got to be in the 40s, man. I don't think defense is going to reign supreme in this one.
Now, the winner of this game will take on either Cleveland Glenville, the number 1 seed, or Elyria Catholic, and the last time that we heard, Glenville was taking care of business against Elyria Catholic, so it comes down to this for West Holmes. They have got to take care of business here in the second half. And as we look outside, we see a little bit of precipitation falling here. So when you rely on the big plays, you add a little wet football on top of that, creates another challenge for West Holmes.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe that's part of the 2 turnovers, Mason Wolfe in the passing game tonight. We haven't had bad weather all season. We've had these beautiful, fantastic Friday nights. Mother Nature, she's been playing nice with us. All of a sudden, there's old Father Winter, and he wants to come get involved too. It's almost his season, Bry, so he showed up a little bit here tonight and definitely having some impact up to this point. But in the second half, now the sun's completely set. It's past 8:30. It's starting to get a little bit more cold out there. We've seen our camera guy come in. He's got a couple of icicles growing in the beard, so you can tell this is playoff football weather, and this second half, it's going to have some type of a factor for sure.
But I tell you what, you can't blame Mother Nature if you're West Holmes, because you look at Van Wert. They have been able to come out, throw the football around the field, make a lot of completions, and I come back to the tempo that Van Wert came out with out of the gate really knocked West Holmes back, and all of a sudden they were down 14-0, then 21-0 before they could even really kind of catch their breath. Now they were able to get 2 scores on the board, and I think them not being able to score before halftime was huge for them. Let's see how they respond, though, in the third quarter, because you don't have the success that they have had without getting a little bit of adversity and being able to deal with that.
Haven't really been pushed so far this season, though. Have not been in a situation where they've trailed in the second half period, Brian. So for West Holmes, this is something new for this entire team, and it was kind of the same scenario last season when they made that deep playoff run. Until they bumped into Chardon in the state Final Four, they were on top heading into the second halves of games. So this is fun, I think, for them and the entire coaching staff. What I'm most curious to see in the second half here, Bri, is for Coach Gardner, you just let him throw it 30 times and complete 26 balls. I don't think that Pratt had to throw it downfield more than 4 yards on a pass.
Yeah, a lot of those were out into the flat, and they were throwing those wide receiver screens. It'll be interesting to – Coach Wyrick always talks about, what adjustments do they make at halftime. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive staff for West Holmes does to adjust to all of those wide receiver screens.
No question about it.
West Holmes averaged over 50 points a ball game, the best in the state in all divisions heading into this matchup here in the playoffs. Let's see how the offense responds here in the second half. It's going to be a squib kick taken by one of the up men to about the 30-yard line. So they will start with pretty good field position here starting in the third quarter, down 27-14.
Every score is going to be so valuable as the night rolls along. What adjustments are going to be made? We're about to find out here out of the break. The third quarter is almost always my favorite because this is where the best coaching staffs typically shine, Bri. The teams that come out and they have instant success in the third quarter, that means you're well coached and that your guys get it and you're able to get through to them.
And the big question for Van Wert, can they keep their foot on the accelerator and play at that tempo for 4 quarters? They're going to pitch it. Williams-Dixon coming to the near side, and he puts his shoulder down to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 5 on first down before he is tackled by Damon McCracken. So they come out running the football to start things off here in the third quarter, and I think that's a good move. You have to get Sam Williams-Dixon involved.
And they're showing some of that shade that we saw from the Cougars coming out with the fast tempo.
Williams-Dixon dancing at the line of scrimmage, again tackled by McCracken, but about 1.5 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and short. So 2 plays, 2 straight carries for the big guy, and let's see what they do here on 3rd and short.
Yeah, they've got Elijah Baldridge in there, a little bit heavier package.
Looks like a direct snap now to Sam Williams-Dixon, and they will give it to him. Right up the middle, he's got a first down, so it's 3 straight carries for Sam Williams-Dixon and a first down for West Holmes.
And you get those 2 big bodies in there just running in behind Nate Fair and Baldridge, as I mentioned, and that's a lot of beef up front to try to slow down if you're the Cougars. Excellent play call by West Holmes. First down at the 40.
I like the play calls. Get Sam Williams-Dixon involved. You've got time. You're only down 2 scores. Wolfe out of the shotgun. They will go right back to Sam Williams-Dixon. Spins, falls forward, 8 yards on first down. Carson Smith in on the tackle, and they're playing tempo now as they're back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just trying to give a healthy dose here to the Cougars of what they had to deal with in the first half, and so far it's been effective for the Knights as they're going to move the chains again.
And a second straight home center for Arts first down for West Holmes. The chains are moving, and so are the Knights.
And this is where they can be most effective, Bri, as you mentioned. If you can run the football, now all of a sudden when you try to take the top off the defense and you go for those long balls, catches the secondary, peeking into the backfield a little bit. You'll have the safeties biting, and they just have one over top right now. Could be a good play to try to swing for the fences here if you're West Holmes.
1st and 10 in Van Wert territory. Wolfe to the air. It's caught. That's Mulderich, wrapped up at the 45, a short gain of a couple. And I like the play call. You don't have to hit the home run right out of the gate, but as you said, they keep doing this short stuff, and it'll open things up down the field.
Yeah, much different looking West Holmes offensive attack here to open up quarter number 3. They were trying to go for the long ball consistently in the first half. Taking a quick throw that time, sets up a 2nd and 7.
Wolfe fakes it. That's Mulderich with the reception. Spins at the 40, down to the 38, close to another first down. Jacob First on the tackle. And it'll be about 1 yard shy. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Like the eye candy that time, too, from Wolfe. Brought Aaron Dowdy in, sucked into Williams-Dixon, opened it up to the outside, and very manageable here at the 39-yard line. Just need to pick up 1. They got Baldridge in to lead the charge.
Out of the power eye, Sam Williams-Dixon spins first down as he is down to the 36-yard line. 3 straight first downs to start the third quarter for the Knights, and they are on the move here with 8:37 to go in the third quarter.
Continuing to go, no huddle. They're comfortable now, up to the line of scrimmage. They had 2 play calls in, now going to the sky.
Wolfe will throw on first down. It's caught inside the 30. Mulderich coming up with another reception, wrapped up by Luke Wessel. And it's an 8-yard play, 2nd down and 2.
Just using his big body to shield off Wessel that time.
Williams-Dixon up the middle. A flag is down. So is Williams-Dixon at the 26. And the flag came in from the defensive backfield.
Yeah, they're going to say that this is a chop block. It's going to go against the Knights, and they'll back it up. And sometimes these are drive killers. inhibits your momentum. So we'll see how West Holmes bounces back for this. Lucky for them, it is still a first down play. But when you're on the move, you hate having penalties like that, Bri.
And this will move the ball outside the 35 to the 36, so it'll make it 2nd and 10. West Holmes, the number 2 seed at 12-0. Van Wert, number 6 at 11-1. Pump fake. Wolfe going deep for Mulderich, and guess what? It is picked off again. No, they're going to say it's a touchdown by Mulderich. Wow, that looked like another pick, but Mulderich came away with the football.
Let the confetti fly for the West Holmes faithful. It definitely looked like that was kind of a snatch out of the hands of the defensive back on the ground. We'll show you a replay coming up right after this PAT.
7:45 to go. It is now a 7-point game before the extra point, and that looked like another turnover.
Well, they say possession's 2/3 of the law, Bri. The official
right.
came up. He didn't know what to call. All of a sudden, Kyle's got the rock in his hands. Hey, it must belong to him, right?
Ginsburg on to attempt the extra point. And it's going to be a fake. Mulderich running around the left side. And does he get in? Yes, he gets the 2-point conversion. Mulderich, I don't know if that's a design play. It looked like he's shaking his fingers saying no.
I would be stunned if they went for 2 there because, of course, the extra point brings it to within to where you just need a touchdown and a PAT. I got to see the touchdown, though, first before we be showing you instant replays of the 2-point conversion. So we've seen this a lot tonight, right, okay? So he's going deep. He's got Kyle there. Are we going to get there?
That's Luke Wessel on the coverage.
Oh, there we go.
From this angle, it looked like Wessel. Now, Mulderich was in a jump ball situation in the first quarter. He didn't get away with that one. This one he gets, and West Holmes gets the touchdown.
And so that looked like the tie goes to the runner type of thing, where both of them actually had the football going down to the ground, so the referee awarding 6 points to West Holmes. And those are 6 big points right there.
A 5-point ball game now with 7:45 to go in the third quarter. You poke the bear enough, and all of a sudden West Holmes right back in this here in the third quarter as they score on their first drive of the second half. And Ginsburg with an onside kick, and let's see if they are able to recover at the 45-yard line. And let's see what the call is. The officials have yet to make a play. And it looks like Van Wert is going to have it at the 45-yard line.
Dodging a bullet right here. Gutsy call by West Holmes to go ahead and try to get the football right back, and it almost worked. Look at all those blue jerseys crowding around the football. So you got to give a lot of credit to the Cougars for fighting for it at the bottom. Mulderich was just able to kind of rip it from a defender for 6, and maybe at the bottom of the pile, same thing worked out for Van Wert.
Zach Gardner trying to go for the kill here in the third quarter with the onside kick, but instead Van Wert with the ball at their own 45-yard line. Now with a 5-point lead, 7:40 to go in the third quarter. Pratt, who has all 4 of their touchdowns tonight, hands off to Parker, and Parker dumped at the 45-yard line as he was wrapped up by Elisha Baldridge.
I mean, that kid is just a ball of energy on the defensive side of the football. Love watching Elijah Baldridge play. He just brings so much passion to the football field, but the Cougars right back to it.
Pratt swings it out, caught by Phillips. And there's going to be a penalty. And this looks like it's going to go against Van Wert, so you're starting to feel a little momentum shift here in the third quarter. And that penalty will be marched off against the Cougars. That's a huge play for West Holmes.
And this is what I was most looking forward to seeing in the second half, the anticipation of the cat and mouse game between the Van Wert offense with the quick dinks and dunks and the screen game, and what's West Holmes going to try to do about it after getting gashed in the first half. Now, after the penalty, 2nd and 15, curious to see how they're going to try to match up against this diamond formation here to the near side.
Well, they thought they were going to go with the receiver screen. Pratt instead goes to the right side. It's tipped, and a nice play in the backfield by Zevin Proper. And that may have saved a touchdown for the Knights.
I think you're 100% right. If Zevin does not get a paw on this thing, oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to be off to the races there for Garrett Gunner, getting in behind the secondary. Huge mitt on the football.
Well, you talked about Van Wert not going down the field a lot. There they tried to dial long distance and came up short.
And that's the adjustment by Van Wert then, faking the short screen game, going long.
Pratt, flush from the pocket, able to get rid of it, but it falls short. And the defense for the Knights comes up huge, and they force a 4th and 15.
That's just all made by Corbin Felton getting instant pressure. He's like a microwave coming through up there. This was the earlier deep play. But the pressure that Felton was able to get initially, forcing the bad throw off target, and now it's 4th down and the punt unit on.
So West Holmes now with an opportunity to take the lead here in the 3rd quarter. Ball angled away from Williams-Dixon, rolls down inside the 25, killed at the 22, and that is where the Knights will start trailing by 5 with 6:30 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And boy, I thought Graham Martin was dangerously close to this football on a couple of occasions. That's one of those the sideline must have been saying, fire, 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 and he got out of the way just in the nick of time.
Van Wert 27, West Holmes 22. The winner looking for an opportunity to take on probably the number 1 seed Cleveland Glenville.
Nah, you can say it. I seen the halftime score, I believe, was 36. It was 34-7. Make it 40-7 now, 52 seconds into the 3rd.
Maltrich in motion. He will take the short pitch on the left side. Break some tackles, but not able to get much up to about the 23-yard line.
Another look here. I seen the Cougars felt like they were able to strip Kyle on this play towards the end. There he is reaching for extra yardage.
Going to say the ball is down. I believe, no, they're going to give it to Van Wert. What a defensive play by the Cougars. They get it inside the 25-yard line.
Have to show you an extended version of that instant replay. Let's check it out here.
Another turnover by the Knights, this one deep in their own territory.
And so here's Kyle fighting again for the extra yardage, hit by about 4 different Cougars. And then you see him diving on top of the football. The referee instantly throws in that little orange pack that they have, suggesting the football came out, Bri. Wow.
So Pratt and the offense back on the field. And Pratt with a designed run up the middle. Cuts back to the 15, down to about the 12. And a pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. What a momentum breaker. Another turnover by the Knights. Pratt gives it to Parker. And Parker wrapped up inside the 15. And he's fighting for yardage as well, and he'll be stopped, it looks like. Let's see where they spot this. It should be good enough for a 1st down, and it is.
Chain gang on the move, set up just outside the 10-yard line now. And you talked about the shift in momentum. Points here would be big time for Van Wert.
1st and 10 at the 13. Pratt is going to run it inside the 10, down to the 5. And he's going to be stopped short of the line to gain. It'll be 2nd down.
For West Holmes, another adjustment. Down here in the red zone, this has been Pratt time. This is when he's been basically working off design runs. They're spreading them out. They're running empty, and looks like they're going to try to do it again. They will, and he's in there.
He gets into the end zone for his 5th touchdown of the night, so they're able to convert the turnover, and Van Wert gets into the end zone.
I mean, this guy just knows. He's got a sense for the end zone back there, Bri. They're just going empty set when they get within the 10-yard line, and they're just saying, you pick and choose where the hole is. Go to work, Mr. Pratt. And that's exactly what he was able to do. Aidan,
5 touchdowns.
6'4", 205. McCracken on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up. And this one is good. 5:06 to go. Van Wert with a 34-22 lead. We'll be back to Ohio Health Field right after this.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
Aidan Pratt with 5 touchdowns on the night. It's 34-22 Van Wert, 5:06 to go in the third quarter. And West Holmes with 3 turnovers. The last one results in a Van Wert touchdown, and instead of trying to take the lead, being down by 5, Van Wert pushes their lead back to 12.
Yeah, that was huge. Forcing the fumble, cashing it in for instant points.
Williams-Dixon across the 30, out of bounds, and the rain/snow is falling a little heavier here in Marion. So that is going to become a factor as well. You talk about, doesn't look like it's very windy, but just the grip on the football, especially a team like West Holmes that likes to throw the football downfield.
Yeah, a long way to go here in this football game, 17 minutes. And probably a lot more deep balls coming up from Mason. So they've been hitting the mouth here, Brian, in this second half. We'll see what type of response they're able to come up with.
Williams-Dixon, after the high snap, really not able to get anywhere. McCracken with a big defensive play. And it brings up 2nd and 10. We have called McCracken's name, Damon McCracken, the linebacker, a lot tonight. He has really played well on the defensive side of the football. Williams-Dixon has yet to really get on track here offensively. Wolfe with time. Looks, fires, it's caught by Williams-Dixon at the 40, and he hangs on. That is a big-time reception by Sam Williams-Dixon.
I mean, this guy last year, he was one of the most dynamic catchers of the football at the running back position in our area, showcasing it right there. That's a huge catch into enemy territory.
1st and 10 at the Van Wert 40. Wolfe with plenty of time. He's going to tuck it and run. And he gets up to the 40, down to the 38. McCracken in on the play, but really nowhere to go for Mason Wolfe, downfield or up the middle after he decided to run. He got a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Nice anticipation that time by the secondary level of the defense for the Cougars, recognizing where Mason was trying to go, and basically shuts it down.
3 receivers on the left side. Maltrich, as there's movement on the line, but no flag by the officials. Wolfe with another high snap. Williams-Dixon powers his way down to the 30. They're wrapped up by Maddox Crutchfield, but it's going to be short of the line to gain, 3rd and 1.
And I think that this is just Sam Williams-Dixon's down. You've had success. They're going to bring him in the Wildcat. You get your beefy guys leading the way up front. Cougars got to know the 24's trying to cook right into the teeth.
Williams-Dixon takes the snap, bounces to the outside, has the first down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And that was all Sam Williams-Dixon as he bounced outside and got another Home Center for Arts first down.
Yeah, no question about it. Nice recognition that time of the defense all coming to the middle of the field. Sam bursting to the outside for a big pickup.
High snap. Williams-Dixon is going to take it up the middle, dives to the 25. Again, that snow-rain mix continuing to fall here in Marion. 2:13 and counting in the third quarter. And West Holmes trailing Van Wert 34-22 and in danger of losing their first game of the season. Wolfe swings it out. That's Mulderich at the 20, gets down to the 15-yard line. He's wrapped up by Luke Wessel.
Nice pickup right there for the first down. Kyle bending back towards Wolfe. Good-looking connection, and they're on the move down at the 16.
Back to the ground. Williams-Dixon up the middle. Inside the 15, down to the 13. They're just really doing a nice job of mixing the run and the short pass. You get the ball out to Mulderich in space. He's been able to get some yardage after the catch. And now with a 2nd and 7 from the 13. They fake it. Wolfe is going to keep it inside the 10 down to about the 7. And we're under a minute to go in the third quarter as you see the replay of the carry by Wolfe. And that'll bring up a 3rd and we'll call it 2 from about the 8-yard line. And now they'll go back to that direct snap to Williams-Dixon. Run it right up the middle, and he's got a first down at the 5-yard line. And it'll set up a 1st and goal for the Knights with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Sam's really been the catalyst, the chef here on this drive. A lot of these direct snaps, looks like they're going to roll with him again.
He runs it up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown for the Knights, and they're on the board with 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. That was all Sam Williams-Dixon there as he put 6 points on the scoreboard for the West Holmes Knights.
Back and forth we go. West Holmes picking up the phone when called on Sam Williams-Dixon. That was his drive right there, powering his way into the end zone, basically untouched too, Bry. And they needed that.
Ginsburg on to attempt the extra point. Now, the last time in this situation, they went for 2, and instead he gets the extra point. And with 19 seconds to go, it's back to a 5-point ball game as West Holmes able to answer the touchdown by Van Wert with a touchdown of their own by Sam Williams-Dixon. Tell you what, this could come down to who has the ball last here in the fourth quarter, my friend.
Yeah, the offenses in this game, so difficult to stop and slow down. There's really no great answer on the defensive side of things for either of these teams. So I think you're 100% right. It's almost like a game of hot potato. Whoever is going to have possession down the stretch looking like they're going to be the victor. But the snow, it's starting to come down pretty heavy now, Brian. I'm noticing quite a change now in terms of it's coming down sideways, big, thick flakes of snow. So maybe we'll get another turnover in the game that can turn the tide. Right now, West Holmes with 3 of them to Van Wert's just 1, and that's been a big difference.
With 19 seconds to go in the third quarter, West Holmes has not led tonight. And let's see, the last time they were in this situation, they tried an onside kick. And it was recovered by Van Wert, and let's see if Ginsburg kicks this one away. And he does. It's from the 5-yard line. And up to the 15, and that is where Van Wert will start this drive. With 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. So Van Wert's defense has done a very good job on one of the state's best offenses here, as the Knights averaged over 50 points a game heading into this postseason matchup, the best in the state of any division.
Yeah, to keep them at 29 heading into the fourth quarter, Cougars have definitely done their job. They're keeping themselves not just in the game, but on top on the scoreboard. As we are headed to money time, Brian, we got a fun one.
That'll do it for the third quarter. And Van Wert with a 34-29 lead as we head to the fourth. You're watching high school playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
12 minutes to go, and West Holmes trailing by 5, and it's up to the defense here as we start the fourth quarter. Pratt is going to run the football up across the 30 to the 32, and the tackle made by Logan Zollers, the 6-foot sophomore, and it brings up a 3rd and 3 and a huge defensive play for the Knights here in the fourth quarter. Pratt is going to run it right side, and he's picked up at the 34, and let's see where they spot this football. He had to get to the 35. This is a huge spot, B, for the first down. They're going to call it short, 4th and 1.
Yeah, he's definitely a little bit short here, Bri.
And I would think you have to punt this football. You cannot risk giving West Holmes the ball at the 35-yard line, and that's what Keith Recker's going to do. So West Holmes now with an opportunity here on their first drive of the fourth quarter.
Maybe. I would not be shocked by a fake here.
That's a low snap, and they're going to run it, and they're going to get the first down. It's not a direct fake on the play, but a huge break for Van Wert as they convert on 4th down on a botched snap.
Yeah, this works out perfectly, and only needing about a yard. I know it's on your half of the field, but West Holmes, as dynamic as they are offensively, I think you got to try to keep possession of the ball, get points if you can. Voila, works out.
So Van Wert avoids disaster, and they convert. They have it 1st and 10 at the 43. They go back to the ground. Now they try to eat some clock, and it's a running play up to the 44-yard line. And McCracken with 2 yards on first down.
I think it's an interesting, maybe even the word is dilemma. You've been so good no huddle, and it looks like they're going to keep the tempo. You got the lead, you got the football. Sometimes in the playoffs, Bri, you just kind of want to hang on to the rock, but that's not the Van Wert style, not tonight.
Phillips with the reception, and flags are down close to midfield. And they're starting to walk backwards. It looks like this could be against Van Wert. Yeah, this is going to go against the Cougars. So the penalty moves the ball back to the 36-yard line. They need to get down to the 47 of West Holmes for a first down. It'd be 2nd and 17.
Harter to the right of Aidan Pratt.
And now they are taking their time a little bit, looking over to the sideline, checking to make sure that against this particular defense that they got something called in that they like. As play clock, though, rolling down to 6 seconds.
9:50 to go in the game. It's a 5-point lead for Van Wert. Pratt, forced from the pocket, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete on the near side. And that'll bring up 3rd and 17. And the West Holmes bench is trying to get their fans into this huge play for the defense on 3rd and 17.
Ball just bobbled here on the near sideline by Crutchfield. It's been basically flawless up to this point in the contest. Tough drop for him as brings up a very long 3rd down, and this is where West Holmes can be at their best defensively. Just have to rush 3. They're so good on the back end in the secondary.
Pratt straight back to throw, has time, fires over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Zevin Proper back on coverage.
And that's what I was talking about. They're able to generate a little bit of pressure, Bride, just bringing a couple of guys up front. The safety help comes over. Proper looked like he almost needed to get that contact to knock it out.
This was a nice throw by Pratt, but an even better defensive play by Proper. Another 4th down, and we've been in this situation before. 4th down, and the punting unit out for Van Wert. This kick from about the 21-yard line. He'll get this one off. And it's a kick that's out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So West Holmes gets it back, down by 5, 9:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Brian Harter, Brian Skowronski from Marion. And this is a good one in the Division IV Region 14 Regional Semifinal, as number 2 seed West Holmes has trailed throughout, now with an opportunity to take the lead on number 6 seed Van Wert. As they have a 1st and 10, they're going to spot this at the 45-yard line of Van Wert. Or West Holmes, excuse me.
Yeah, not a great punt right there, so excellent field position for Wolfe to start on this drive.
Williams-Dixon stopped at the line of scrimmage. And there's been a concerted effort here in the second half to get Sam Williams-Dixon in the offense.
Yeah, and you saw Pratt recognize that sort of Crutchfield that came crashing down into the interior of the offensive line. No running lanes, and might have even lost a half yard.
Wolfe's going to roll to his left, dumps it out to Multrich. He's across midfield, across the 45, knocked out of bounds by Carson Smith.
And he's right at the line to gain. I think they're going to move the sticks. They will. First down, West Holmes, as they break into Van Wert territory.
And you can just feel the tension building as West Holmes trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. 8:33 and counting. Williams-Dixon. And he'll get a yard down to the 44. Gage Steeman in on the play.
Yeah, continuing to run the football, but again, you see Pratt dives down low, and then a whole convoy of Cougars coming up, help make the tackle, maybe a yard on the gain.
2nd and 9. Wolfe looks to throw. Now he feels the pressure, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to dive across the 40 down to the 38, a pickup of about 6. And it'll be 3rd down as the Knights have it inside the Van Wert 40-yard line.
Yeah, you see the pressure coming up the middle. Jacob first off of the blitz, and it forces Wolfe to have to step up, take off. Picks up 6, and 3rd down on the way here for West Holmes, and probably 4-down territory from where they're at on the football field.
2 receivers to each side. Williams-Dixon in the backfield along with Mason Wolfe. Wolfe getting the offense to the line with 8 seconds to go on the play clock. They go back to the ground. It's Williams-Dixon diving forward to the 35, and depending on the spot, the ball is at the 35, but let's see where they say he was down. They're moving the chains. It's a Home Center for Arts 1st down for West Holmes. That's a huge play for the Knights.
Well done by Sam Williams-Dixon, getting every single last inch that he needed that time.
Dixon shifts to the right side of Wolfe. Wolfe swings it out, caught at the 30, and down to the 29-yard line. So another reception by Mulderich, and it's a pickup of 6. Actually, a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And I think those are the passes you can start completing now at this juncture in the game. Sam Williams-Dixon, he's been able to burst, get some nice runs here in the second half. So I think the play action will be a whole lot more effective down the stretch for the Knights.
Again, it's a run, Williams-Dixon, and he has stood up at the 28-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and short as we're under 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And it'll be 3rd and about 2.
Momentum just completely stopped there by Williams-Dixon. Usually when he goes in with that burst of speed, he's able to fall forward. Not that time. Great stop by the Cougars.
He goes wide to the right. And Wolfe back to throw. Plenty of time. It's Mulderich. Has a 1st down and then some to the 15, to the 10. He's down inside the 5. Fights, gets into the end zone, and they're going to say he's short. It'll be 1st and goal for the Knights.
Individual effort at complete maximum. Kyle Mulderich spinning, keeping the legs driving all the way down to the 1. Almost reached in there.
It'll be a direct snap to Williams-Dixon. Gets into the end zone. Touchdown for the Knights. And West Holmes at their first lead of the night.
Impressive drive by West Holmes to snatch complete momentum of this game as the confetti flies yet again from Knights fans.
With 5:11 to go in the 4th quarter, West Holmes finally with a lead. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 here to make it a 3-point ball game. Wolfe out of the gun, will roll to his right. He steps up, gets away from the pressure. And he's going to be dropped, and they will not be able to convert, so they'll have to settle for a 1-point lead with 5:11 to go. But the West Holmes faithful can breathe a little bit now. They have the lead, but now the defense again, Bri, has to come up with a huge stop here with 5:11 to go.
Yeah, ain't going to be easy. It's been real hard taming these Cougars tonight. They've been able to basically get what they want offensively. West Holmes on defense, they've got it done a couple of times here in this second half, so you just got to hope that either A, Van Wert scores pretty quick and your offense has another opportunity, or B, your defense can come through, force a turnover, or get a 3 and 4 and out here.
Well, the defense has forced a couple punts here in the second half. One of them was the botch snap, which they were able to convert.
Sure.
And it'll be interesting, I would think, that they would elect to kick the ball deep here and play field position in the final 5:11 to go here in the ball game. What a matchup in the Division IV Region 14 regional semifinal between Van Wert and West Holmes. The Knights with a 1-point lead with 5:11 to go. And Ginsburg will put his foot into all of this. And it will be Parker from the 6. And he'll get up across the 20, and that is where Van Wert will take over with now a 1-point deficit with 5:06 to go. What a ball game this has been here in Week 13. Van Wert has led through 3.5 quarters, and West Holmes finally has taken the lead. And Aidan Pratt all alone in the backfield. Swings it out near side. That's Crutchfield. And he gets across the 30, still on his feet. It's going to be another first down for Van Wert. They're not going to go quietly here in the fourth quarter.
No, I'm trying to get back to what got them at this point in the game. The quick throws. Let your receivers on the perimeter make some decisions. Another fast throw on the money by Aidan, and it looks like it's going to be another Cougar first down.
Yeah, up across the 40, out of bounds at about the 44. Phillips with the reception and another first down, and the chains move with 4:46 to go. And you may have called it. They get down the field and score quick enough. Swing it out, far side, Crutchfield across the 45 to the 47. And a pickup of 5, and I think he stayed in bounds. The clock's still moving, 4:34 to go. Pratt to the near side. Fires, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of West Holmes is Garrett Gunner.
Got an excellent complement of receivers. We've seen it throughout the night. All of them sure-handed. I think just one drop to their name on all these passes. 50 of them on the night so far for Van Wert.
Back to the ground. It's Parker, upended at the 44. Nice defensive play by Elijah Baldridge.
He's made a lot of those tonight. Great anticipation coming in, stopping that for just a gain of 1.
Pratt fires. It's caught. And Sam Williams-Dixon misses a tackle. Still going down the far sideline into the end zone for a touchdown is Nate Phillips. And Van Wert has retaken the lead.
This was unbelievable. I was giving a lot of credit to Kyle Malchich for the individual effort. You want to talk about a guy just throwing on the turbo boosters, will not be denied. Woo! A couple of guys have a shot at him. No chance. Nate Phillips. This is my senior year. I ain't letting my season end. Not like this. Big touchdown.
Broke 2 big tackles down the far sideline. Sam Williams-Dixon had him wrapped up at the 30. And now a big extra point. It's a 5-point lead, trying to make it a 7-point game. They're going to go for 2.
Got to.
Pratt's going to run it, and I think he's going to be short. He did not get in, so Van Wert with a 5-point lead, 3:54 to go. We'll be back right after this.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Well, Van Wert with a touchdown, and I think as we were in the break, you you looked at me and you said they may have scored a little too quick because there is plenty of time on the scoreboard for West Holmes to march right back down the field.
Yeah, I wasn't really telling jokes earlier when I said, that there's a couple of things that can really go your way. Either A, the Cougars score pretty quickly, or B, your defense makes a stop. 4 minutes is an eternity for either of these offenses, especially the way that they've been able to get successful runs going and quickly. So we'll see if they elect to kick this one deep.
The Kraken with a line drive kick. Maltrich scoops it up at the 5 and gets up across the 10 to about the 14. So not the ideal scenario for a starting field position on this drive of the ball game with 3:47 to go, but we have seen how explosive this offense can be. And with 3:47 to go.
Yeah, we just saw one senior quarterback march down the field, put his team into the end zone with another senior making a play. Mason Wolfe, is it your turn? Are you going to step up to the challenge and the occasion here? 3:47 to go, 90 yards of green in between you and maybe going down in West Holmes lore forever.
West Holmes with 3 timeouts. Williams-Dixon. And he is stood up at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I think they tried to catch him off guard when they had Sam split out wide. They motioned him into the backfield. They've done that throughout the season. Cougars prepared for it that time.
2nd and 8 from the 16. Wolfe being very patient in the backfield. And there's going to be a whistle and a timeout taken by West Holmes. 3:13 to go, and West Holmes will talk it over. And if you're the coaching staff for West Holmes, what are you talking about here in this timeout?
Definitely taking care of the football. If you're Mason, maybe you've identified something that you've seen in the secondary. Got to keep all options open here, but at the same time, ride the people that have gotten you up to this point. Kyle Maltrich, 20 receiving touchdowns on the season. He's been a matchup nightmare for anybody that's tried to cover him, not just in this game, but on any night. Number 10 has to be involved in the offense, and Sam Williams-Dixon, he's such a great pass catcher out of the backfield. I think you got to utilize him, maybe have him in, chip block if they're going to try to bring some pressure, but they haven't very often tonight.
2nd and 8 from the 16. Williams-Dixon in the backfield. Wolfe steps up, feels the pressure, able to get away from it. And he gets up to about the 18-yard line, still short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down as we're under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's basically everything that you want if you're a Van Wert fan. A lot of time coming off the clock. West Holmes having trouble figuring out what they want to do, facing a 3rd down and 6.
The play of the night so far for West Holmes. 3rd and 6. 10 seconds on the play clock. They give it to Williams-Dixon. Up the middle, and he's going to be stood up at the 20. About 5 yards short of the first down. Do you like the call on 3rd down?
No, I don't, and it almost felt like Mason Wolfe got gun-shy, that he wasn't comfortable with anything that was sent in terms of the play call. They elect to run it up the middle here. I mean, this is your senior year, game on the line. I'm expecting Mason to want to have the football in his hands. He's going to get it right here, no question.
Well, it is 4th and about 3.5, and they're going to go for it here. And this could be the ball game for West Holmes. Wolfe with time, fires over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete, and they turn it over on downs. They're unable to convert on 4th down, and the Cougars are going to get it back with 1:41 to go.
That's a tough break. That is snug coverage that time, but it snuck into Nate Fair, and I think you got to put that one on the receiver. You see he's got his head down on the turf, upset that he did not make the catch. Huge turn of events already in field goal range. West Holmes does have 2 timeouts, Bri, but it looks like, the baby starting to get rocked to sleep.
Well, now this hurry-up offense for Van Wert will be in no hurry with 1:41 to go. Pratt is going to run it and gets inside the 20, stood up at about the 18. What a play by Van Wert on 4th down, able to stop West Holmes. And a timeout taken with 1:34 to go.
Yeah, West Holmes down to their final timeout. We're going to take one more look at that incomplete pass on 4th down that might have just ended West Holmes' season. I think they got kind of what they wanted. They got their guy Fair in the slot. He's got a big size advantage. And it's a pretty decent throw, but the referee's right there. Bounces off of the turf. Fair not able to squeeze it. And that might be pushing the Cougars into the regional championship.
1 timeout left for the Knights. And it's going to take a miracle now here for the Knights to advance. 2nd down and 6 for Van Wert at the 17-yard line of West Holmes.
And all they need is a 1st down and victory formation. Can West Holmes stop him from getting 6 yards?
Pratt all alone in the backfield. And he's going to run it to the right side, and he has stood up and popped at the 15-yard line. Logan Zollers came up and delivered a punch at the 15, and he's slow to get up.
Yeah, this was a big knock. Boom. You're absolutely right. Able to fight through a block or two, and Logan, only listed at 170 pounds, brought a lot more than that.
Almost looks like he may have a cramp as he – it looked like he got hit on that play. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. And Van Wert with a 5-point lead. And it is not looking good for West Holmes.
Yeah, just the 90 seconds, and you only need 3 yards.
You're right. Rewind this a week ago, and it wasn't looking good for Van Wert either. And they had an opportunity to block a kick, although I don't think Van Wert is going to put them in this situation to kick a field goal. But Van Wert's going to have to hold on to this football. And it would take a miracle now for West Holmes with no timeouts left, 1:30 to go, and 3rd and 3.
Yeah, you don't need a football PhD to know. Just give it to Pratt and get out the way for the next 2 plays, if it takes that.
I wasn't going to mention that. But, you did clarify what happened the last time. Well, first things first. 90 seconds left.
Pratt backs into the shotgun. Parker to his right. And the Cougars are going to take a timeout and talk about it with 1:30 to go. The winner of this game will take on Cleveland Glenville next weekend at a site yet to be determined. And should West Holmes lose tonight, it'll be their first loss of the season, 12-1. They did win the OCC for the 3rd straight year. Back-to-back outright titles. They shared the title a couple of years ago. And they just were unable to get out of that, over that hump. They lost in the playoffs last year in Division III to Chardon. And tonight it comes down to this. 3rd down and 3. And Van Wert, they've been living well the last couple of weeks. Some would say they got lucky last week with the blocked field goal, and tonight they come up against the second-rated team in the region, and they're in position to win it here. Pratt's going to keep it, dives forward, he gets to the 10, and he probably has enough for the first down. They're going to give him the first down, and that will do it.
What a night tonight for number 15, Aidan Pratt. Read all about him this week. 6'4", big, strong kid, throws it well, runs it even better, and he's done exactly that tonight. All the completions, the accuracy, and when it's gotten down here into the red zone, the tough yards, 15 has made it happen time and time again. Count them. You need all 5 fingers on one of your hands because he got into the end zone that many times, Bri. He was special.
So Pratt just needs to take a couple snaps here, and this one will be done. Takes a snap, goes down to a knee. And one more snap, and we will be done.
Glenville, a 54-7 winner tonight over Elyria Catholic. They've outscored their turning opponents 143-21, so that's what's next on the horizon now for these Cougars. But this is a great first step. This is the number 3 team in the state. They've won 24 out of their last 25. This is a great football team, but the Cougars were the better squad tonight.
Well, they don't even have to take a snap. That will do it. Van Wert upsets West Holmes 40-35. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. You've been watching high school playoff football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
At the Killbuck Savings Bank, you can expect great products and service from a fellow Knox County Chamber member. Now offering premier card processing solutions and services, ensuring the business owners understand their credit card processing fees. We have a wide selection of card processing solutions that provide lower fees, faster payment, additional security, exceptional marketing features, and help to improve your business operations and customer experience.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back now with our Scout Construction Player of the Game, no doubt about it. Aidan Pratt, a flat-out star tonight. All 5 touchdowns for the Cougars in a big victory here over the number 3 team in the state. So first, just tell me about what you were hearing about West Holmes and the build-up to this game and what you thought about them coming into tonight because, of course, coming with a lot of allure, D3 last year, making it all the way to the state Final Four. What did you think you were up against?
We knew we had a hell of a game on our hands. Great running back who's multiple Division I offers, super big D-line, super physical, athletic wide receiver. So we knew we had a game on our hands. But I think what motivated us the most was the doubters and the writers who said Van Wert loses by 21. Van Wert can't stand a chance. Like that's what we live for. So I just kudos to all of our guys who fought like heck. We think this is our 3rd straight year to the regional finals. Yep. So kudos to those guys, and yeah, it's a great team win.
So you took the bulletin board material and you used it to your advantage. I love hearing that. And then also the strategy at the beginning of the game. Tell me about coming out just super fast, high-octane tempo, and how you were able to take that 21-0 lead.
We practice that every week. Tempo is super important to us. Our coaches do a really good job preaching it to us, and it catches some teams off guard. When they're shifting around and stuff, we just find the open holes, and that builds confidence for me and the rest of our offense as we're moving down the field.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, super efficient, 29 completions tonight, but you didn't have to throw it downfield very much. Talk to me about just being smart and not trying to take, the big chunk of the pie, just taking what was open.
You're right. So they came out cover 4. We saw that on film, so we knew that we had to utilize our screens and our short passes and our run game especially. That's something we've been really pushing for to improve on all year. So those 3 aspects of the game were stuff we need to be super strive to be perfect on to win this game.
Once you got basically within about the 15-yard line, it was kind of spread them out and just kind of let you go to work, pick and choose your hole. You came into the game, I think, just 11 rushing touchdowns on the year. You almost got half of that here tonight. Tell me about just what you were seeing and just kind of the strategy when you guys got in the red zone.
We switched up some things with our O-line this week, just trying to improve as much as we can. And on our offense coordinator's play card, it says run 15. So
that's what I was saying.
That's what he did tonight. So yeah, it's great. Kudos to our O-line. They blocked a really good game. So yeah, I appreciate all their hard work.
And your guys' hard work basically all season. I mean, you come into tonight, you've just lost 1 game by 1 point, and you talk about the newspaper clippings and everyone talking about West Holmes. So obviously you felt you were a little bit disrespected, but at the same time, did you guys also know within your own locker room, hey, this is one hell of a football team and we can definitely go get it done?
Absolutely. All respect to West Holmes and their coaching staff and all their players. They're straight up dogs. There's not a lot of teams that have competed with us, and they're super, super good team. I'm exhausted. I played a lot of football tonight, so kudos to them. They're a great coaching staff. They had a great plan. I just can't say enough about them and their coaching staff. They're a great team.
Finally, just tell me about the end of the game. You guys, you go down and you score, you take the lead, but you still left 4 minutes on the clock. Did you almost kind of look up and go, uh-oh, maybe a little too much time?
Yeah, because we know West Holmes is they are super good at creating big plays.
Sure.
So, and we strive to do that as well. So we knew that we had to eliminate those big plays and not let Sam Williams-Dixon break off a huge play. So contain him and contain the wide receivers is what we really strive to do. And on the field, we were saying, give it your all. This might be our last game. We got to give it our all. And next week, it's going to be in the same place. We got to give it our all and see what happens.
Definitely you're going to be going up against the number 1 seed, Cleveland Glenville, another running clock tonight. So you take down the number 3 team in the state. You get a chance to even go up another rung. Got to be really exciting, understanding that you're going in probably even a bigger underdog than you were this week.
Absolutely. I think our team handles it really well to be the underdog and all that stuff. So also I think why would we not want to play the best team in the state? You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So that's what our team's going to push for, and it's going to be a great game, and we're going to give it our best shot, and we'll see what happens after that.
Well, congratulations. Huge performance by you. Undoubtedly the MVP tonight. always love turning over the camera to the player. If you want to give a shout out to anybody right now, hey, maybe even a few people, go ahead, man. Take up the time.
Shout out our O-line. You guys blocked a great game. Shout out to all our receivers, our coaching staff, the whole team, all the fans. I really appreciate, love this town, love this team, and let's go try to get another one.
All right, Aidan Pratt moving on to the regional championship again. Just kind of what Van Wert does this time of season. Thank you so much for the time. You're welcome to hang out in the press box and get warm for as long as you want, buddy. Yeah. All right, I will have you hand off the headset, though, over to Brian. Again, appreciate you for joining us up here in the booth. A lot of fun talking to Aidan Pratt, our MVP. Moving on, and you see just how steamy the camera got. Let me see if I can wipe this off. Let me see. Oh,
nice,
it's not you. Hey, thank you. That was awesome. All right, so now you can see us a little bit, Bri, but...
Well, that's about fitting how hot that team is right now. They just come up and literally fog up the camera with how it's just outstanding play. And I tell you what, they seem to really embrace the role of being the underdog.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and he just basically laid it out. Not a lot of teams have competed with them. I bet they were a little bit surprised when they got the number 6 seed in this region, looking at the computer points shaking out, and they had to feel like coming in, a lot of people are going to overlook us because we're underseeded. However, we know that we're one of the best teams in the region, if not the best.
Well, and that also shows you the depth of the teams in this region and how good that group of teams is. And everybody looked at West Holmes and they thought, coming in here that they were going to be practically unbeatable. But you look at the quality of a team like Van Wert as the 6th seed, and that just tells you how deep they are. And I'll tell you what, I give them a fighter's chance against Glenville. They come out, they have nothing to lose. They can come out, they can play loose, they can play their game. And if they can control tempo like they did tonight, they could make that a very interesting ball game.
Because West Holmes had to have seen on film the mass tempo that this team plays with. It's not normal to get up to the line of scrimmage that fast, but they had to have known that that was going to be the case, Brian. They still weren't ready for it at the beginning of the game. It's just like anything. You can see it on tape, but until you're actually competing against it, you don't exactly know what you're going to be up against. And for West Holmes, it was too much too early, and that's kind of what sunk their ship a little bit tonight, the 21-0 deficit. Then they turned on the engine and started to drive the car a little bit, but just too deep of a hole.
Now, having said that, Glenville is the big dog in this region.
Yeah,
I mean, they are going to be a tough out, and that's going to be it'll be a good game to watch because they really haven't been pushed in the postseason either.
They haven't been pushed really this entire season, and I forget the statistic, but they've got like 7 shutout victories on the season, and a lot of those games they're scoring in the 40s and 50s, so they are the kings right now of Division IV. A lot of people had them circled before the tournament started as, get out of their way. You're probably going to get run over until the Final Four. So, hey, Van Wert, that's the challenge that they're up against. But they've been hearing the same thing all week this week, and they got it done. So who knows, man? Like you said, on any given Friday or Saturday night, Bri, with the conditions are right, anything can happen.
That's right. Well, it's been nice calling this one with you. Take us home.
All right, so for Brian and our guy Justin Wilson, I want to thank everybody out there watching on the Facebook and the YouTube land. It was a lot of fun watching this football game tonight. Big shout out to the West Holmes fans and just the entire team. That was an awesome unit to cover. I think my favorite team that I got a chance to see this year. It's so dynamic, so many great playmakers and some awesome kids too. So kind of unfortunate that their season came to a close. I would have loved to see what they could do against Cleveland Glenville, but hey, that's why they play the games. In Van Wert, I think I'm going to try to get a ticket to that game, if not try to call that one next week, because they're a really fun team. And Aidan Pratt, he's the real deal. You seen him sitting down here. He was taking up a lot of space.
Oh, yeah.
That guy, he's a stud, man.
He was enjoying the warmth of the press box. That's for sure. It's cold out there now.
All right, so for everybody back at OH.REPORT Studios, thanks for watching. We'll see you tonight. We got the Saturday night pigskin. Actually, man, it's almost 10 o'clock. I got to get in the car. I got to get back there. We'll see you on the show. Later.